Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Download the Uplift. I am one of your hosts, reporting live from, it's middle of the winter, ice cold, but I'm loving it. Gabriel Mark, joined as always by my co-host, who's that on that rowboat, Dan Davis.
What's up, man? I haven't spoken to you since last year.
Go.
I decided to beat you to the joke because you've said it to me like 3 times, I think, already.
Yeah, I haven't spread it around is like with local retailers or anything. Maybe I have actually. Hey, I haven't seen you since last year. That's a dad joke, 1,000%, right?
Oh yeah. No, completely.
I like dad jokes.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of dad jokes. I've got a few of them that I've said in my life. So, and I'm not a dad. So.
Well, you're a dog dad right now.
Yeah. I've got 2 dogs.
Yeah. I think dad jokes can be appreciated, and if anyone else like if someone gives you, shit over it, oh, that's a dad joke, like they need to loosen up. All right, just have some fun. Like life ain't that bad. But this is a brand new year. It's a beautiful thing, man. It feels good. We told you when we left off with our New Year's Eve episode that this would be uncensored. So I hope you guys are ready. Just like an infomercial. What were those creepy infomercials? Girls Gone Wild.
But they're always censored. They had things over the
like
nipples.
Crazy.
Yeah. Wild. It was like wild, but I don't know. You don't think some of that was like staged?
No, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. I've honestly on our friendship, unless I can of what I remember, I don't think I've ever seen a second of that, minus the infomercials that played on MTV. I don't think I've ever been like, pop in a VHS. Girls Gone Wild.
No, I never bought it, but it would be it'd be like 4 a.m, and then all of a sudden this music would start playing. It's like, welcome to Girls Gone Wild, like like something, I don't know, and then there'd just be girls like screaming. So
yeah, that's pretty accurate. Oh my gosh, dude, my bad. Hold on here.
Screaming in a good, like not like out of horror. Screaming in a good way.
Woo! Yeah,
excited about Girls Gone Wild because there's a camera.
If you're watching us live, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. You have so many things you could be doing entertainment-wise and listening to and watching, but you decide to spend a little time with Dane and I, and we appreciate you. We actually got a couple extra subscribers, even though we haven't been putting out as much content, so thanks. Just make sure I know I got my cup out. Just make sure. Could I get a like, man? Could I get a like and a subscribe, man? How about a bell ring, baby? Come on, baby.
It's free.
It's free. Just click it. But if you turn your phone sideways, you can, and you're watching on Spotify, you can see us, and YouTube, you can watch the craziness with all the colors. I got my face paint on because it's gonna drag people in if they see our shorts. And
I think those extra subscribers are probably from the double feature we did with Christmas and New Year's. So hopefully you guys like that. We just decided to change it up and make sure we were on time for New Year's and Christmas. Yeah, make it relevant. So yeah, thank you for subscribing and thanks for joining us on this episode. And that's it.
I figured I'd just let you hang for a sec. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate everybody. It's crazy, dude. Like, listen, it's so crazy the amount of podcasts there are. It is like like Bam Margera was just on one, and I'm a fan, like big fan. I think we all are in our age range, and we all want the best for him and stuff. But it's like he was on like, I think it was like their whole thing is being sober podcast, but even that, like, they had Bam Margera on, and they didn't have that crazy of numbers, like subscriber wise and views wise. So it's like, it's hard out there, y'all, but I'm not complaining. I think it's great. Like I said, even if it's just Dane and I BSing for an hour every couple times a month, I like it. But like the amount of options we have for entertainment, it's wild, dude.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, and most of it is like, how do you break through the huge barrier of just the amount of people? Like, for our channel just to even like show up on someone's feed, and then let alone them clicking on it and then actually listening all the way through is very very rare, as we've seen by the analytics. It's like one person sticks to the end, and that's
that one dude. We love you. Well, it's crazy, man. I mean, it's, Mr. Beast, obviously he's the top dog for YouTube, but I think he's number 3 on other platforms, but he does all of his stuff in different languages, as you know. Like his whole channel, it's like he goes and outsources people to I don't know if he dubs them or what, but like,
oh yeah, they actually have like different voice actors dedicated to different people on the show,
from like Mandarin to Espanol. That's so cool. That's crazy. Yeah. Makes sense, because dude, I think English speakers, I mean, I wouldn't even know. Do you know the most popular language in the world? Comment down below what you think this is before, or yell it out really loud in your car.
Yeah,
I bet it's
I'll hear
Arabic.
it.
I bet it's either Arabic or Mandarin. Let me see.
I'm gonna say English is up there. I don't know that it's first or second, but I'm gonna say it's up there.
Oh, here we go. No, you ain't, dude. Number 1 is English. 1,456 million speakers. Number 2 is Mandarin, 1,100 million speakers. Number 3, Hindi, 610 million speakers. So there's a huge drop off. And then Espanol with 560 million speakers. Well, I was saying, like, stuff like podcasts and stuff. Man, someday it'd be cool to just broadcast this in a different language. But
yeah. Well, with AI, like it's probably going to be pretty easy. I was just going to say, by the way, just for people listening, if I sound a bit nasally or whatever, I'm just getting over a cold. So if my voice just craps out randomly, that's why. So apologies.
You know what's crazy, dude? Like in my bender years, I really didn't catch colds. I wonder if it's all the booze I drank, like, killed some of the germs. I know that's crazy because like, I wonder if you swug like a big gulp of whiskey, if that would kill a bunch of germs. I'm probably not.
It's one of those old wives' tales. I don't know if it's true or not. I would say it very low percentage that it'd be true, but I don't know. Who knows?
Well, dude, check this out. So I actually went down that rabbit hole a little bit. So not the booze aspect, but it's like, how do you catch the cold? Well, apparently when you breathe in air, right? There's a bunch of like things that catch the germs like in your throat. And when it's really cold out, they get affected. So you breathe in this cold air and they become not able to do their jobs and block the germs. That's why when you catch a cold, you're breathing in, and the cold air breaks down that barrier, which allows the germs in. I apologize, y'all, people that know more about this, but I'm pretty sure that has something to do with it, why it's a cold. I don't know. Let us know below if you know more about that.
Well, that's true, but that's more of why it's easier to catch a cold when it is cold. Wear a coat, cover your throat, you'll catch a cold or whatever. It's not from the cold, but it is. It's a contributing factor, and it's for that very reason. The cells get damaged from the cold air. They thrive in warmer air, and that's why it's easier to catch a cold. Not that it's impossible to catch a cold in warm temperatures, but
example A, right here, my co-host.
Well,
actually, no, it's kind of chilly.
Yeah, it's been cold in Vegas.
I know.
I think it's been colder. Maybe maybe colder than it is over there some days.
Maybe.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I think it's like it's currently 26 degrees, so
No. Yeah,
I think we got you.
yeah,
And I need you to understand this. And I swear, audience, that maybe anyone that knows about cold weather, when you're away from it for a while, dude, I'm loving it. Like I really do. But it's only a couple weeks into the cold, but I'm loving it. Like I like being bundled up. And I think I was telling Dane, I was like, I was walking out of somewhere, and the guy's like, "Oh, only a couple more months." I was like, "Dude, it just started. What's going on?" So, but yeah, man, I'm a fan. Yeah,
nice.
man, it was falling down from the sky. You know what else fell down from the sky as we record this on January 16th?
Hopefully not like brimstone and fire.
Jeez. Nah, dude, yo, a second successful catch from our boy, of course. Shout out Elon Musk. Yeah, dude, the super heavy booster came down and it's another successful catch. And
That's awesome.
It's just, dude, the fact that this is able to happen and they're able to reuse these, it's unbelievable, man.
And do you know why they have to catch the super heavy booster?
No. Why is that?
It would be too heavy to actually use the same legs or like any kind of leg design. Boosters, they're the Falcons, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have the legs that pop out.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's just too heavy for that kind of a leg design, and I would say they're probably just like due to weight constrictions and stuff like that. It's probably just not worth them designing a heavier set of legs. So you're just catching it now.
So help educate me a little bit. What did they do? I don't know, even in the 90s. We just launched the booster up and let it fall back and it was never used again. Is that why this is so crazy? Because it is reusable?
Yeah, well, so the main launch booster of any rocket used to be solid fuel. So and solid fuel just either is ignited or it's not. So it's like at 100% thrust or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So two differences would be like you can't control the amount of thrust, and I don't know. There's a level of thrust that's being able to be controlled on the SpaceX rockets. I haven't really looked into it, but they're using liquid fuel, and I think they're using methane, I think, as their fuel source. And then the liquid fuel, you can actually have multiple stages of burning because you can obviously turn the thrust on and turn it off. So we'd use solid rocket boosters to get us most of the way up there. And then they would detach and you'd have different stages, but that first stage would detach and they just like plummet into the ocean and then be retrieved. And most of the time, basically, you'd have to rebuild the whole thing or most of it.
And I looked it up. It's liquid oxygen and methane. So you're right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. Liquid O2. Well, yeah, it is. And then methane. Yeah, and let them cows make that, bro. Boosters powered by 33 Raptor engines that use liquid oxygen and methane as propellants.
I don't know if you've looked into their like newest line of engines, but I think they're on like the Mark III of their newest line. But just the amount that they've been able to like condense it down, like the amount of parts, is crazy. Like when they first released a photo of their newest engine, people were like thinking they were trolling them, like, oh, like, is that it? Like that's the whole engine? And it was like barely anything. But they have a policy or like a way of thinking, which I think is really cool. But they're like the best kind of a part is no part. Like how do we get rid of parts that could fail, parts that are added to the weight? You know, how can we consolidate things into one chamber versus like having multiple change their parts, to facilitate it. So.
Well, yeah, no, I have seen it. I'll share it right now. If you're watching on YouTube, you can check it out with us, or Spotify. Put that phone sideways. But it really is so impressive to see it like that. And that's what they're saying he's going to do with our government, with Doge. Like, clean it up. So, well, but dude, that is super impressive. Like, look at how much stuff is going on. And then, yeah, you're right. And you would think that's a big troll. Like, that's not real. But
yeah,
nope, that's pretty cool, man. Would you say it's pretty innovative what he's doing over there?
Nah, it's standard.
No? Just say yeah.
Nah, it's standard. They've been doing it for a while.
Well, I say it is, which brings us to our quote. It's real early, but quote of the
week. I can't even do it.
I'll take this one because my co-host is hard.
Well, maybe I can get like a few octaves lower.
Oh, go ahead then. Take it away. Our quote of the week on this episode is we're just talking about some cool stuff going on. So go ahead, hit us.
All right, let's see if I can do it. Innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. Steve Jobs.
Yes, sir. Steve Jobs, R.I.P. What was that, 2010? Crazy. Time flies. Yeah, so I don't know. We're calling this this episode number 26, Bands, Booms, and New Beginnings. Just talking all about what's going on. Yeah, but I think it's cool. I would go to Mars if it only took like a week and I come back. But I don't know about that 7-month journey, man. I don't know. But
and the one-way ticket?
Comment down below if you would go to Mars and why would you go?
For the sights.
I mean, dude, there's something crawling around Mars. Like, yeah, welcome.
Welcome on your journey.
He just speaks English and he's like an old wise man with a staff. Welcome to Mars.
He just has green skin.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes him an alien, and he's on Mars. But
Yeah, man. I think it's pretty cool, dude. I don't know. I don't think I would take that journey, but there's people that would like. I'm sure if they made a wait list, I'm sure there is some kind of a list somewhere, even if it's not official. People are like, yeah, I'll leave my family right now, like because they're. But the crazy thing when I look at this stuff, at the end of the day, bro, grants, investors, different, innovation, everything comes down to a price. Like, I can't even imagine how much is involved with SpaceX. I'm sure we could Google a rough estimate, but like, how much does that cost, bro, to like develop that Raptor 3 engine or launch a heavy booster? Like, I'll give it a quick goose, but. Well,
that's why you have billionaires doing those kinds of endeavors. This is it's the first time in history. Well, first time in history for like space exploration. Everyone knows that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most like frontiering technologies are spearheaded by countries, by governments, like because it takes so much time and effort and energy to get it done. So you really like to pioneer technology, like even developing the means to go to space.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone what SpaceX is doing. You have to have that kind of a backing. It's usually what it is. Like the greatest achievements in all of humanity were usually backed up and funded by governments.
Yeah, like the space race for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. I just looked and it's pretty crazy, which is probably why it's so amazing. It goes projected to be around 10 million per launch for the Super Heavy, which honestly doesn't seem like that much. I don't know, but he wants to be down to 2 to 3 million. So he's all about efficiency. This guy, I get it. Like that's why he's gonna be the leader of Doge. But listen, that's innovative. That's pretty cool. But yo, did you see the sneak peek of the new Nintendo Switch 2?
I think it's the same, isn't it? It's just the Switch.
Bro. Nah, it's a new one. The new, bro. Nintendo Switch 2 comes out. I don't know that much about Switches. I know my nieces have one and they love it. But
I have a Switch. I love the Switch.
So what? It's like a Game Boy, but way better. Is that...
Well, look, it's a fully fledged like Nintendo console. Obviously, you can play it as a console, or you can take it to go. So it's innovative like that. That's why it's called the Switch. You can switch from handheld to.
Okay.
But I said to you, it's exactly the same as as the other one.
No, it's bigger. It has a look. Switch 2 will be powered by, of course, NVIDIA. New processor. Okay.
Okay. It's like the South Park guy.
Okay. Nintendo hasn't announced how much internal storage will boast, but yeah, it's gonna be better, dude. I forgot about that. Yeah, so it splits apart, and you can play. You plug this in, right? You can play on the TV.
It's got a dock that you put the screen on.
Yeah.
So the screen has like I think it has all the processing, but maybe what it is you unlock more of the processing just because you have it powered by the wall versus a battery. At least that's what the first Switch had. But,
well, my niece was playing like golf. It reminded me of a Wii. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, look, it still like derives its like its motion controls and everything from the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
And again, so does every console. Yeah, every console tried to follow the Wii's example. But now you have like motion control on all the controllers. So
that's cool. Listen. I mean, I almost hopped in, but it was like two kids. Get out of the way. Let me play. So, with the news of the new Switch 2 coming out, comment down below what your favorite handheld game, console, or memory was, or a fun fact. I remember the Game Gear, bro. It took 6 AAA. Was the Game Gear? I think it was the Game Gear, the Sega Game Gear. It took 6 AA batteries, and it was illuminated, so it literally lasted like 10 minutes. There was no LEDs. It was like a TV that lasted like, all right, we're all done. So you had to walk around with a ton of extra batteries. What about you? What's your? I'm not saying that's my favorite, but I just remember that.
Well, I'll say my favorite or my couple favorites, but I have a question. Did you ever do the Game Boy Advance? Did you play that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, like or a Game Boy? Did you do a Game Boy? Okay. So you can relate to this. Do you remember having to like either get the magnifying glass with the light on it or just the light that just popped up so you could actually see the screen?
Yep. Well, that's why Game Gear was like innovative. It's like, bro, it doesn't last. Yeah.
Well, so my brother got the first Game Boy Advance. It was the one that was like a rectangle looking thing. And I got my Game Boy Advance, but I got the SP a year later. And the SP was amazing, dude. It was like this thing that folded up into this tiny square. You just put it in your pocket, super easy to transport. Okay. Had a backlit screen.
Nice.
No more worries. Like I really like the SP. I really like the 3DS for the games, not necessarily the 3D function. And I love the Switch. I mean, it's a bit more uncomfortable to hold it than like a 3DS. The 3DS was nice, but it's great.
Which brings us to the fact that TikTok is possibly getting banned. You're going to be listening to this on January 20th, Inauguration Day, a day after the ban is supposed to take effect. Now, if you don't know about this, I guess it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and I have a couple things to say about this. Number one, I think that TikTok, I reference it almost every episode. I think if you're not careful, it can be a really bad time waster. I think it's a good thing because it's helping a lot of people have small businesses and sell stuff and make a living. I think it's sketchy because there's been multiple American companies be like, hey, we'll buy it to keep it alive. They're like, nah, which means is China trying to hide something. I think it's also sketchy, and this is my last point before I let you take it away, that all of the Congress people and lawmakers, a lot of them that voted to get rid of it and ban it, guess what they have a lot of stocks in? Meta, Facebook. So it's like, yo, what kind of crooked stuff is going on there? Some other dude pointed that out on TikTok, and I was like, wow. So I think what's going to happen, and you can help me figure this out, if it becomes banned, it's not going to just not work on your phone, but I think they're going to take it off the App Store, which means no more updates. So I think gradually the app will start to break down. But what do you think? What do you think about all this? Go on a rant. I want to hear what's going on in that beautiful melon. Clear your throat, have some water. Let's hear from Ding Davis, TikTok ban.
Look, I think this is the 11th supposed ban that I've gone through with TikTok. So it's been threatened like from the get-go. So I just have no idea if this ban's actually going to go through at all. I think it's always on this list of like it's going to get banned, but it never does. As far as any social media is concerned, it's obvious that you know, you're using it for free. There's advertisement that's paying for some of it, but for it to be on this massive scale, your data is getting tracked and it's getting, you know, bought and sold and whatever. So you know, really, TikTok is not doing, like, if they're selling you data or whatever, it's not doing something that's like any different from any other company. It's just, it's maybe not a company that is, you know, native to the United States. So
very true, very true.
So I know a lot of people are sketched out about that because if you look behind the scenes and stuff like that, there's all kinds of like cyber warfare that goes on between countries where no one really knows the details about it because you're not supposed to at the end of the day. So I'm not saying, I'm not going to make any legitimate claims about what's actually happening and what's not happening, but like we all kind of know this is what's going on. And you know, the military has talked about it and stuff like that publicly in a general sense. So yeah, every country is trying to one up the other country physically and online and all that other stuff. So there's cyber warfare going on. The potential danger is the leaking of information to TikTok of certain information and having another country use that against the United States for whatever reason, right? But bottom line is, like, I use TikTok pretty sparingly.
You don't even have a profile picture. It's just like this sketchy gray silhouette.
Yeah, so they don't even know how I look. / yeah, they definitely do. But like, in my opinion is, if you're online at all, your information's probably been sold to a foreign country anyway. Yeah, it probably has. So people are super worried about it. I think at this point it's kind of too late. If you've been on Facebook long enough, if you've been on MySpace, Twitter, anything, like, your information's out there. I think it is interesting that the government seems to be more concerned about TikTok than any of the stuff like Facebook, you know. Obviously Facebook's been brought to Congress and you know, they've talked about their privacy stuff quite thoroughly, but I think what's happened from that is that the government's kind of stepped in a lot of ways. So now maybe the government feels like, you know, they have a shoe-in on Meta, and so it's easy to work with them. But for TikTok, like, they have no chance because it's a foreign thing. So they don't want people using TikTok and maybe giving their information out there or whatever it is. But you know, I think honestly the industry behind information and selling information and your personal information, I think it's never talked about, but I think it is such a way bigger industry than people can imagine.
Well, I think you're right, man. It's like they actually said that on a different podcast this morning. Like, dude, you think these other apps and your phone and Alexa and all this stuff isn't also collecting your data? I think it's the fact that like maybe we know the companies that are doing it, whereas like the fact that this is like mainland China, and the TikTok that we have, you can't get in China. It's weird, bro. And then but no, this is like set to literally go offline. I don't see it's supposed to, the ban is supposed to start like one of the lawmakers just tried to like come in at the end and like to postpone the decision like you talked about at the beginning, but nah, bro, that got turned down. So like it's supposedly gonna happen a day, like it happened yesterday if you're listening to this on Monday. So I don't know, man, it's pretty wild. But do you think that's how the app would actually shut down? Like, because if without updates, apps need updates, right? Is that what happens, or what do you think?
Yeah, well, I think if it shuts down, it's going to be way quicker than that because it's just going to be region blocked. So if you have a profile, I think it'll probably just get blocked, honestly. But with that being said, like your way of it going out, I think can happen if someone has like a VPN.
Yes, yeah, I was just gonna say VPNs. I love my VPN.
So yeah, if you have a VPN, then you could probably still log on to it because I don't think that the ban's gonna be associated with TikTok deleting American profiles. I don't know how involved they are with like coordinating the ban with the United States if it actually goes through, because like I said, it's been like since its conception they've wanted to ban TikTok, and but we'll see.
It's not banned in Great Britain. That's what somebody brought up. So there's just gonna be a bunch of Brits on there be like, hey, how about them beans and sausages?
That's what they eat, beans and sausages
for breakfast. Absolutely. God bless you. Hey, I have some Great Britain heritage in my bloodline. Hell yeah. God bless us.
An English breakfast. It's really good. I love an English breakfast.
What is it? It's beans, sausage.
You got beans, bangers, and then you have tomato. And then you can have black pudding, and you can have white pudding as well, which is actually just it's meat. And then usually they do like thick, sort of Canadian style bacon. I think it's black pudding and white pudding. I know black pudding.
Bacon, sausages, usually pork, eggs, fried, poached, or scrambled, fried or grilled tomatoes, fried mushrooms, black pudding, baked beans, and toast or fried bread. Yeah. Oh, is that this is the pudding thing, the black pudding right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'd scarf this down. Oh my gosh, that looks good. I'm starving.
Yeah, it looks good. You know what black pudding is, though, right?
No.
It's like it's sausage, but it's got blood in it. Yeah.
I'm sure. I bet that's so salty. Comment down below if you would like a delicious English breakfast. Come on to our studios. We'll cook you one.
It's not bad. It's like black pudding is not bad. I'm not like a huge fan of it. So, well,
you know who probably has that in Vegas? Crown and Anchor. I bet you can get it there. An English breakfast. Next time I'm in town, we're going there early. We're gonna watch like a legit football match. Like, because it's like 4 a.m. because I've done it before.
Yeah, and, dude, that'd be so much fun.
Like,
well, football or rugby, and
either one.
Rugby would be even better for me.
I had it pulled up earlier. Is that all these guys, all these TikTok users, are going to an app called Red Note, which is like super China to the point that the app is still in Mandarin, but everyone's going to this. Yeah, Red Note. Hold on here. Let me see if I can show a little bit about this. Okay, that's what I had pulled up. What is Red Note?
That might be a reason why the ban doesn't go through. If everyone goes to Red Note, they might be like, no, that's worse.
Oh my gosh, dude, this is way worse. The Chinese photo video sharing platform has often been compared to Instagram. It operates as a platform for and it's a shop, so you can buy stuff. Zhangzhou literally translates from Mandarin to the Little Red Book, likely a reference to the famed Little Red Book of quotations from Chairman Mao. Oh my goodness. So people are calling it TikTok refugees. Is Red Note safe? The rapid rise in U.S. downloads may be cause for concern for the same U.S. lawmakers who ushered the ban for TikTok. One cybersecurity expert told CBS News that Red Note may actually represent an even greater threat. Red Note is never meant for outside of China market. All of the data sharing and all the servers to which the data is being shared is in China. Everyone's like, yeah, here, look, I could still post me dancing, have even more. But yeah, it's wild stuff.
And that is a more, I guess, the reasoning behind why the government doesn't want people using TikTok, to have that control over the data is it's true. If everything is in China, then they are only subject to China's cybersecurity protections and not necessarily the United States, which is wild. They're gonna be different,
right?
I'm not gonna say which one's better, but you'd hope they're all good. But
what a fence-sitting comment.
You would hope they're all good, but they're not. So.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens on Sunday. I mean, you're watching this the day after, and the day you're watching this is Inauguration Day, 47 getting sworn in. And as I told you on the last episode, I don't care. I'll speak my mind about everything this year. I'm stoked. I think he's going to do great things. I'll tell you what, I had more money in my account when he was in office. So I'm stoked for it. I think it's good for a couple reasons. I think it's good because, dude, imagine having any job for 4 years. Then you get to step away and really reflect on those 4 years and then go do it again. With any job or skill, if you had 4 years to step back, take a breath, reflect on it, and come back with the knowledge of what it takes to, or at least, I think it's going to be great. And also, he doesn't have to worry about running again. So it's just, let's make America as great or as good and as prosperous as, I think the dude really loves the country. I think, and once again, I'm speaking for me, this part of DTU. I don't want to, Dane, you do whatever you want to do. God bless. But I know you're very fence sitting about some stuff. So how about this? What do you hope changes in our country in the next 4 years, if anything?
Gas prices.
Okay.
No, look, you're correct as I'm a fence sitter on all this.
I knew that. I love you. Go ahead.
No, it's especially in like the 2020s era of things, right? Trump was before 2020 into 2020, basically like the shutdown, right? But it just the last couple of elections, people have been going like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen in January. It's like every 4 years is doom and gloom. Trump's been the president before, and we've had Republican presidents, we've had Democratic presidents. The world hasn't exploded. So
that's true.
I know a lot of people are like really concerned about it, and there are legitimate concerns to be had on either side, because there's pros and cons to both sides of the political parties. But the doom and gloom stuff and people being super concerned about it, I've never bought into that. I've never been all that worried about it, because I'm just like, all that's going to happen is they're going to be president, and a majority of the stuff is going to be pretty similar to how it always has been. But I think that Donald Trump did some good stuff when he was president. There were some foreign affairs that he. Yeah, there you go.
Go on.
Yeah. I'm making some good points, man.
No, you are.
And I mean, I honestly like. I wish there would be a more middle ground for both sides, but I'm fine with like Trump being president. Honestly, I wasn't a fan of Joe Biden, but I don't think anyone was, even Democrats and even people who voted for him. I don't think there was anyone who was like a huge supporter of him. But when Obama was president, I was cool with what he did for the most part. There were some things that I disagreed with, and it was kind of the same thing for Trump. So I thought that they did a pretty decent job, especially for what they had handed to them.
All right, well, 2 points. Number one, you said things we haven't really been blowing stuff up or whatever, but Ukraine happened under this dude. They're in like an active hot war. But I will say this, and Rogan said this too, so I hate to like piggyback off the thought, but it's a good one. I mean, it is kind of counterproductive when it's like, let's do things for 4 years, then the next dude can just go and executive order and exit all out. Like, how is that building?
Yeah,
so it's like,
that's something that I've had as well. It's like the unfortunate thing is like whatever issues you're talking about, there's progress with them, and then there's moving backwards at the same time every 4 years because different candidates, even disregarding political parties, are more focused on certain things and not focused on other things, or they just have differences of opinion, like you're saying. So you get 4 years of one way things are established, and then a lot of that gets just like revoked, as you were saying. And that's another thing that I think is just, it's crazy, because I really do want society to like progress and to be, to get better. But it's very difficult to do that when there's 4 years of progress being made in one way, and then all that gets revoked, and then there's progress being made in another way, and then all that gets revoked, or whatever it is, right? And I know that's a middle ground way of saying it, but and you're totally right about Ukraine, and I don't mean like the world didn't explode, as in like there's never conflicts or anything. Like, I totally get what you're saying with that. I just meant like it's not this post-apocalyptic, like, society hasn't been crumbling to the ground.
Yeah, people eating out of garbage cans. Well, everybody isn't. Yeah, no, like mass famine,
like,
and I got you.
But the other hand of all this stuff, and this is just coming from my side of things, the United States, and also just people who are part of the UN, have always meddled in these foreign countries and things like that. And Russia and Ukraine's a different thing, but when we're talking about Eastern Europe, and we're talking about the Middle East, no one really brings up about some of the meddling that's gone on with like Africa, but I know about it.
No, 1,000%. Yeah, of course.
And so the United States has always done this. This is just, to me, it's not a political party thing. It's the powers that be wanting control. And obviously, there's something to be said about when Joe Biden was president, that people can say like Russia saw an opportunity there. to go and invade Ukraine, but also it was Ukraine wanting to
join NATO.
Yeah,
not NATO. Is it NATO?
No, wasn't it the UN?
No,
we should probably look it up.
Yeah. Well, no, because we sound like maniacs. I think whatever it is, Russia didn't want a bunch of bases on their border, which is pretty fair, to be honest with you. NATO. I don't know. This is way above our pay grade, especially this late in the show. We'll revisit this, but
anyway, so Ukraine wanted to secede from the agreement that they had with Russia and the United States. So there's that element of it. But would Russia have attacked under another administration? I don't know.
I mean, dude, you want to get in the smoky back rooms, but yeah, bro, our presence in the world with our bases and aircraft carriers, it's nuts, dude. But we'll touch on that and more spicy things as we continue. And I just want a quick show note. I know we had a gap of a week, but apologies. I know we have very loyal fans, and they're like, "Where's my episode?" So hopefully this hour of fun quenched your thirst. But Dane, was there anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, everyone was like, perform.
Perform.
Where's my episode? Perform.
Oh, shoot.
My opinion, people hate it because it's in the middle. We're gonna be fine. Yeah, we're gonna be good. I am more excited about stuff that like I can directly affect, and obviously, like there's stuff going on all around the world. I hate to see it. I wish there was something I could do to stop all of it. There's some scary stuff happening. There's like people using drones in war now, and
terrifying,
stuff like that.
Bro. That noise.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's awful, but the other side of that is Ukraine's one of the biggest ones doing it,
really?
And they're doing it because Russia is sending a bunch more military than what Ukraine can fight off. So it's like they need some kind of advantage. Without getting too deep into that, it's a lot of scary things are happening. A lot of things that shouldn't be happening are happening. Every person out there is just an individual. Like we can only do so much about it. At the end of the day, it starts with like how we treat each other, how we go about our daily lives, like what kind of stuff we try and put into the world. And sometimes it's not completely in our hands what other people want to do with the world. Keep trying, keep fighting to like not have the world implode, not have it be what we're all worried about it being. But we'll be good. Worry about other things that are more direct and more blatantly an issue, like some of the wars that are going on right now.
Damn, I was just thinking, was there anything else like something you want to plug or a sale at Walmart or something? But damn, okay. Hey,
and drink more Guinness. Have a Guinness.
See, that's what I like. There we go. My final word is I just watched Landman. It's from Taylor Sheridan, the dude that did Yellowstone. It's good. It's real good. Billy Bob Thornton, whatever his name is. He's a landman, and he manages oil stuff in Midland, Odessa, which is like 2 hours south of where I used to live in Lubbock, and everyone's wearing Texas Tech gear. I'm like, I know what that is. I know. You
got yours on.
Yeah, baby, that's right. Rack 'em tag, baby. Hi. I lived there for a year.
Yeah, you live there for a year, but you're going to be a Texan for life.
Dude, that's my team now. Like, I didn't watch like any Patriots games this year. I mean, listen, that's my team. My hockey team's the Vegas Golden Knights. Basketball, I don't really care about. But the college football at the atmosphere was so much fun and so welcoming, and I saw that city, like how much involved they were. I was like, that's my team now. But it's like on land, man. Everyone's got the double T's. I'm like, yo, what up?
Yeah,
but dude,
you're nationwide.
That's right, baby. Did you watch Yellowstone? I can't remember.
Yeah, I haven't watched the whole thing.
Oh, I forgot. You like don't watch good stuff. I forgot.
Game of Thrones, is that not good?
That was a bender. He came to come see me in the RV. He's like, yeah, I felt like restarting it. It was like 6 a.m. I was like, I'm just gonna pour a Jack and Coke. Oh, my poor body. Thank God I'm alive. You're like, yeah, I felt like starting over. But you know what's crazy? For some reason, I started following something on X, and it's so true, bro. Season 1 to season 6 of Game of Thrones was perfection. Some people say to season 5, but I liked season 6. But what they did to that beautiful show. But as much as we hate that the two Dans, or Dan and Dave, whatever the writers were, I didn't realize Homeboy still has not finished those books. Like, he was supposed to finish them back in like 2013, dude. Like, and it's not even like a couple years late. It's been like 10 years or something crazy.
He's never gonna finish that.
What did he just get? He's just lazy, or like what's going on?
I think part of it is he's definitely a procrastinator, and I think
that's a statement.
I think he's also he like wrote Song of Ice and Fire,
right,
up to a point,
right,
and then he was like House of Dragons or Dance of Dragons, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And now he's like focused on that, and they're doing the House of Dragon show, which I like, but
I'll check it out. I will.
But yeah, it's very unfortunate that the original Game of Thrones ended the way that it did, and everyone just kind of abandoned the show at the end of it. Like all the producers, and they were like, this actually happened. I don't know if you know this, but HBO said, like, we'll give you more episodes for the final season if you want. And the two producers were like, no, we want to be done with it.
A Game of Thrones, a Clash of Kings, a Storm of Swords, a Feast of Crows, a Dance with Dragons. Those are the 5 books out now. And I think the stuff he's working on, The Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring. That's what's supposed to finish it off. So, I don't know, man. It is what it is.
Winter will never come in the books.
Yeah. Dang, so the first one came out 96, 98, 2000, 2005. So, dude, A Dance with Dragons was 2011. That's when I think like 2 seasons were out of the show. It's like, come on, man, 13 years. Like, I get it. Dude, he got paid $1 bazillion. He probably got lazy. And he describes his writing as a garden. He goes, he doesn't like think of the story. He starts writing and he changes it as he goes. So I'm sure that's a recipe for disaster. Or not, because look at what he came up with the first ones.
Yeah, like I mean, the methodology is fine if it works for you, but yeah, I think the show blowing up definitely had something to do with it. It's like now, and dude, I mean, in fairness, like I don't know what would happen if I all of a sudden got super rich. Like, would I want to work?
But I don't know. He says that certain characters, like he's been vocal. He's like, certain characters are going to die that didn't die in the show, and some are going to live that died on the show. It's like, bro, just finish it. If you need a legacy, and he's getting up there, like, just give us the books, man. Just do better than what we saw on that television show. And I am going to watch House of Dragon. I never even finished season 1, but I'll try it. Maybe I'll start tonight.
At the very least, don't make Daenerys randomly just blow up the city.
With a dragon that got shot down before, but now he beats them all.
Yeah. And don't make Bran the king.
And Jon Snow, who really was the rightful heir to the Iron Throne, he's just like, I'm just gonna go hang out in the woods. What, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. What a betrayal to the audience.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan and Dave, here's one of these for you, pal. If you watch on YouTube, you'll see. I gave him a finger. I won't tell you which one, but it was a good one.
That might be our first demonetization.
Uncensored. Hey, Dan and Dave.
We don't even have monetization, so we can't be demonetized.
No. Hey, Dan, was there anything else?
There's a whole lot of things, I guess. Nah, it's good to talk to you again, man. It's good to be back on the podcast. Good to be with you guys watching at home.
One guy that's listening.
Yeah, you made it this far. You actually got the raw, juicy comments. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. If you made it this far, comment raw and juicy.
I don't think we've gotten like any comment.
No,
So
but if you have, just comment. We'll know.
Raw and juicy. Blech. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Download the Uplift, a place where when we fall,
there you go.
Dane, myself, we try and uplift you. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
See you guys next time. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.